Greetings everybody, Retro Indie Gamer here. Today we're going to be playing some Sonic 2 as part of this Sega Genesis plug and play. Which is probably one of the nice looking ones because it actually has this box thing that represents a Genesis 2. Or the Model 2, as well as the controller. So, let's play some Sonic 2. Say I played this game. I played this way too many times. And before I do that, I'm going to be doing this. Putting the save select code. Okay, have those in. And mostly doing it so I can play Super Sonic, which to me makes the game far more fun, a lot of fun. I mean, the game's fun as it is, as Sonic 2 is hands down my favorite Sonic game. Okay, now for stage 1. Yeah, because Sonic 2 is hands down my favorite Sonic game. Which is saying a lot, considering how great, how good some of the older Sonic games were, and occasionally some of the new ones, but mostly, yeah, the older ones, like the Genesis ones, and actually, honestly, up to the Genesis game, up to the Dreamcast era, probably. Because the two Dreamcast games are a lot of fun. Okay, avoid the fish and avoid the stupid monkey. Yeah, now I played this plug and play a lot. Oh look, it's Super Sonic! And it's got an extra life. Which a game like this is probably something we're gonna need. Yeah, I've always found this game to be a lot of fun. Here we have Impatient Sonic. Okay, you might not be able to see it because of the camera, but anyway. Just put the rings, avoid everything else. But yeah, I've always enjoyed this game. Don't let the bee shoot you. That wouldn't be good. Ouch. Yeah, this is one of the games that makes me almost wish I had a Genesis. But again, this game has been released pretty much everywhere since. Well, probably no need for that. Because yeah, actually, this game being on here is actually why I got this particular plug and play for the Sega Genesis. Because I remember at the time that there were, I think, 2 of them. There's this one that has a red. There's this one that has this red controller, and another one I think is blue. Yeah, and I think the blue. And I remember that I was given a choice between the 2 of those. And the one I chose, and I saw what games they both had, and I went with the red one because it had Sonic 2. Because I've always enjoyed that one more than the first one. Though the first one's really good too. Okay, time for another boss fight. Yeah, I remember the first time I faced off against this guy. It was in Sonic Advance. Yeah, one of my first Sonic experiences, and one that really brings back a lot of memories. Yeah, because if you've ever played Sonic Advance and you made it to the end, you might remember it in the final stage there were 3 boss fights. The first 2, yeah. I'm not sure what the first boss battle, but the first two are from the first two Sonic games. The first boss of each game, coincidentally enough. Actually, no, I'm sure they did that intentionally. And Sonic looking up with the job all done. With his sidekick Tails. Who they always make out to be some sort of little kid in every show version. Though I can't complain because Sonic usually turned out better in shows than most other video game characters. That I can think of right now. He has split rings. But yeah, I remember my first time playing this particular game. Like, yeah, the first Sonic game I actually played was Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Yeah, because it was on. I originally had it because years ago when I got one of my first computers. I also got this CD sleeve with a whole bunch of games, and one of them was a PC version of Sonic 3. Yeah, and on the disc was I think it was Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles, and Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Which I've always enjoyed, though Sonic 2, no, not 2. 3 at the time I never really got very far. Because 3 is really difficult, because I always found 3 really hard. I might get back to it someday. But I found better games over, but I don't know. I might get to it again, I might not, but anyway. But then, several years later, I used to rent from a local video store, which has not existed in some time, I might add. I remember renting the Sonic Mega Collection. I remember renting a couple games from this particular video store very often. Those two games being the Sonic Mega Collection for GameCube and Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures, both of which I eventually got. But anyway, but before I got the Mega Collection, years later when it was a budget title for GameCube, I found this plug and play and was able to play Sonic 2. I mean, and while there are other games in here I played a lot, Sonic 2 is by far the one I've played the most. And I managed to get through pretty much most of the game, except for that one annoying jump in the Winged Fortress. And the final boss. Well, the final boss I've never been able to defeat without the debug mode. And really, it's already pretty difficult getting it in, so I think he deserved a break by using debug code to face off against Dr. Well, he was known as Dr. Robotnik in the West then. So again, well, either way, it doesn't matter. It's the same character. And Japan has always known my both names, so anyway. And pretty early on, I found the codes for the stage select, which is extremely helpful, and Supersonic. Because Supersonic, I've always found, makes the game more fun. Yeah, just blazing through the stage, making short work of the bosses. And making short work of the bosses. Which, you know, how difficult some of these guys can be, is definitely a good thing. This is one section that's always been a little irritating with Supersonic. Because you have to get those platforms precisely. Okay, I jumped up here. Yeah, I'll probably be playing some of the other games in this collection at one point, because there are a couple of interesting oddities on this collection. Not oddities, but interesting games, and most of which are a lot of fun. Hello, Eggman. Yeah, I've always grown up with him being Dr. Eggman, so that's what I'm going to be calling him. Yeah, because I came into Sonic. I really started getting Sonic with the Game Boy Advance game, Sonic Advance. Oh, come on! I kill him, then I die. Bastard. Yeah, that happens sometimes in this game. I hit the boss. I kill the boss, then I get thrown into the water and die. Okay. Hit Eggman, hit Eggman. See you in the next stage, Eggman. I always like how he turns red in the older Sonic games. But man, there's so many ways to get me. Now, if you haven't played this game, please play it. Not necessarily in this thing, but there are other options available, like it's on a lot of Sega collections. Like, for example, this one Sega collection on both the PS3 and the 360. And there's also the Sega collection on that's available on Steam that has a whole bunch of Genesis games, including the Sonic games. I think most of the Genesis Sonic games, like Sonic 3, Sonic, yeah, like the first 3, as well as Sonic Knuckles and Sonic Knuckles 3 with Sonic. I wonder why I don't have Knuckles and Sonic 2, because a lot of cars have to work with Sonic 2 too. But anyway, that version I didn't find as fun as playing this. But yeah, Sonic has always been one of my favorite franchises. Granted, not some of the more recent entries, but a lot of the older ones, and the occasional new one that's actually good, like Sonic Colors, Generations, Lost World. Yeah, especially Generations. Granted, the version of that I usually played the most was the 3DS one, which for me hits both generations of Sonic for me, because it hits the and the DS Sonic, like Sonic Rush and whatnot, because for me the Genesis one, the Sonic Generations and the 3DS played a lot like part of the older Sonic games, like this one, which is one of my favorites, and also the some of the newer ones. Okay, not newer ones, but like the Game Boy Advance and DS Sonics. And not things like that weird Game Boy Advance port of the original Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, that thing was weird. And let us not even discuss the some of the disasters of Sonic over the years. Namely mainly Sonic 06 and Sonic Boom. Yeah. It's showing how yeah, and shows how wacky Sega can be. Yeah, because they seem to completely redo the Sonic series every time they have a successful game. But yet when they have a disastrous release like Sonic Boom, well, they make another one! Sega, make what people want. Like, if people want these games, make those games. I mean, well, then again, this is the same company that refuses to, that decided not to capitalize on its franchises evolved from the Genesis. So Sega probably doesn't know much when it comes to good business decisions lately. But anyway, well, this is the same company that made. Well, this is the company that made the Saturn, which is probably one of the biggest console disasters. And mainly the reason why they don't make consoles anymore. The Dreamcast is just the last straw for Sega. Yeah, I noticed a lot of people say comparing Nintendo's disaster with the Wii U to the Dreamcast, but honestly, I compare the Wii U to the Saturn. Whereas basically as their lame duck console. Okay, Eggman, see ya in hell. Actually, not yet. Whereas for because the whole thing of Sega, the Saturn was basically their lame duck console, same thing with Nintendo and the Wii U. And while Sega did not exactly get a chance to shape up with the Dreamcast, despite all the great games on the Dreamcast, yeah, it was the end of it in the console market. And I fear the same thing might happen with Nintendo with the NX if they are not careful. But anyway, yeah, if they're not careful, they'll probably end up just like Sega. And I personally wouldn't mind if Nintendo strictly made games and not consoles outside their handheld consoles. But we'll see what happens. But anyway, why am I talking about Nintendo for when I'm playing Sonic? Granted, Sonic has ended up on Nintendo consoles over decades. Like I said, with the excellent Sonic Advance. I don't remember playing the sequels as much, but they're still fun too. Then there's the DS ones like Rush and Rush Adventure. Those are blast to play. Then there's Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2. Yeah, both of them games I recently got that yeah, those are interesting ones too, because I've always enjoyed the Sonic Adventure games, especially the second one. Even though the second one I didn't really play all the, even though the second one I didn't actually own until like not too long ago. And I only rented it like once before then, because I remember when I was a kid, like shortly after, I think it was shortly around the time I got my GameCube. Like, what was this round? I want to say what was it about? I want to say about 12 years ago, at least. Yeah, give or take. Yeah, that I was playing Sonic, that I was renting a whole bunch of games for it, and one of them was Sonic 06. No, not Sonic 06. No, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Rented it only once, but man, did it leave an impact on me, because I really enjoyed it. But it's also one of those games that was never really high on my priorities list, and I didn't really get it until I found it cheap on the Xbox Live Arcade. Then recently I got it again through the Sega's recent Humble Bundle, which I recently got because it contained a whole bunch of Sonic games. Some which I already have, but some which I didn't have yet. Like Sonic 4, like Sonic Hedgehog 4, which I'll probably be trying at one point. But well, I won't be featuring on my channel anytime soon because I'm mostly focusing on classic games and indie titles, and I don't think recent Sonic games fall into either of those. But anyway, Super Sonic Go! And Super Sonic is always awesome. You know, he's basically he's probably more or less a knockoff of the Super Saiyans in Dragon Ball Z. Oh, I got rings! Or just coincidence that they had, well, or it might be a coincidence because they both came up with the similar concepts at roughly the same time. Like this game came out in '91, and games take a couple years to develop. So Dragon Ball introduced the Super Saiyan like probably around time as it was released, so probably coincidental. But anyway. That Casino Night music. Always nice to listen to. Now, Sonic 2, Now, Sonic 2 is one of those games that I'll try and own in any form I can get. Yeah, there are precious few games I actually do that with, and this is one of them. Yeah, for instance, recently, even after I got it on Steam from that Humble Bundle thing, and through on the 360, GameCube, and here and whatnot, I decided to get it to get the 3D Classics one and just came out in the 3DS. Mostly because I don't think I've ever had a handheld version of Sonic 2, and screw it, more Sonic 2 the better. Yeah, because I feel this basically this took the already excellent first game and basically improved upon it. For one, adding levels on I think is a little better. Now there are definitely a couple other interesting games on this particular plug and play, which I'll definitely be getting to at one point. Well, definitely the overview of the series, and some probably actually on the streaming, like Alex Kidd in the Enchanted Castle, the last game from that series. Yeah, before Sega decided to jump in along with a bunch of their other mascots. Yeah, they had a whole bunch of mascots before they decided on Sonic. For instance, for a while their main mascot before Sonic was Alex Kidd, and they also used Wonder Boy a little bit. which led to interesting things when Wonder Boy was ported to other consoles, mainly Sega's competitors like Nintendo and the Zero Graphics. Which led to the first game being basically having altered sprites and title and being released in NES as Adventure Island, starring a series there. But anyway, and that's a series that's also a bit of a mess. Wonder Boy, and I'll probably play that on this channel at one point. Right now, just focusing on Sonic 2. And Sonic's like, the controls don't seem as responsive as usual. Probably because this thing might need new batteries. But anyway, well, I'm doing pretty good. Only taking 20 minutes for me to get this far. It's actually I think that's actually pretty good for me. Then again, I never actually timed it. How long it takes me to get through this game. Not that it matters. Sonic 2 is a lot of fun. Those things are a lot of fun. I'm definitely appearing in a couple Sonic games. At this stage, you know, for some reason this reminds me of the ancient ruined stage in the first Sonic game. Probably because I think they use a bunch of similar-looking sprites. Which, given these games were released within a year of each other, because the original Sonic was 91, and I think this is 92. I want to say. It would make sense they'd probably use some graphics to save time, hence, like, Sonic himself. This is definitely, for me, this game is definitely the highlight of this collection. Though I have played a lot of the other games on here. A lot. Some I play more than others, and there's some that I get more than others. Like, for example, I've never really got Echo the Dolphin. It's fun, because while it's fun and relaxing, I've never really understood it. Run, Sonic! Run through the lava! Only Super Sonic can run over lava. Which I'll admit I'll admit that must be a really nice ability to basically go through run into lava. Yeah, to run on top of lava. And Sonic's like, ding! Yeah, Sonic's always been a arrogant SOB. But a fun one. Like in any of the shows, but and notice that Sonic's personality and traits in the shows have eventually made it into some of the actual Sonic games. Like, for example, in most of the older shows, he has some sort of love for Hedgehogs, which is eventually added to the games. Because in Sonic remember, because one of the parts I found pretty funny in Sonic Generations is when Tails gave him a rap the Hedgehog for his birthday. Which if he likes it, go for it. Go ahead. Okay, go through here. Now, usually in most Sonic games, Tails is the character I prefer playing as because he can fly and basically fly through a good portion of the stage. Which in some games is more helpful than others. I mean, one game where I use this flying on a pretty regular basis is as I mentioned, Sonic Advance. But notice that playing Tails by himself in this game is not really that fun. Is interesting, but not really all that fun, I would say. Hey, that's not where I'm heading. That's not where I'm telling you to go. We go through here. Yeah, Super Sonic helps make the stage easier, but there's a part of the reason why I like using him, but also because I think he makes the game more fun. To go through at blazing fast speeds. And being able to take down a tough boss in a matter of seconds is oh so satisfying. Now, who decided to put the stage select code and the supersonic code in the sound test? Interesting place to put it, but probably wouldn't be my first choice. But well, I suppose I was testing the game, I would put it there. But I don't know. I like that happens when you finish the stage and you still have enough rings for supersonic. Jump up and he'll be walking on air like he is right now. And I can actually picture Sonic walking on air. How much more can this game will I play on the stream today? Probably not too much more. But this game's just too much fun. And definitely a lot of memories of this game. Like getting it on this plug and play, and that's how I played it for the longest time. But only more recently playing it in other forms. Well, I've had the Mega Collection for a long time too. Definitely one of the best collections Sega ever did. On top of their the best collection was probably their 360 collection. That has a whole bunch of old Genesis titles. Like the Shining Force games, which I'm probably not going to be covering. Because for one, RPGs don't really make good videos. And two, I don't want to risk Sega going psychotic again, like they did a couple years back. So yeah, not taking any chances there. Yeah, this game is an awful lot of fun for me. And Sonic uses that super finger thing that Mario does, which saying that he was meant to basically compete with Mario. Which made things like the Mario and Sonic games all more interesting years later. Seeing both characters in the same game. But then we get Smash Brothers, which I'm sure, which is probably something that gamers have wanted for Sonic for a long time. I just realized that other than one time, I haven't really lost a life yet. Well, that mostly comes in the later stages. Yeah, Invincible Sonic. And notice that for all the 2D games anyway, that the power-ups always remain the same. Which, in terms of the series consistency, is definitely a good idea. To have something in common between entries. To make it feel like it's part of that particular series. Jump, Sonic, jump! Shovel fire. Oh, come on! Well, at least I didn't die, I just lost all my rings. And hopefully I can come back before dealing with the boss. Yeah, I think I'll just play to the end of this particular zone. Which shouldn't be too much longer now. Run, Sonic, run! Collect all the rings you can! Boss time! See you in hell, Eggman. See ya. Don't want to be ya, Eggman. So yeah, that was Sonic 2. Oh, and thanks for bringing out my animals, Tails. Yeah, so I was like, ah! His animations are always so funny and expressive. Oh god, oil ocean. This will be a good place to meet the end of the video. Or end the stream. So yeah, Sonic 2, one of my all-time favorite games. And one that I'll happily pop in and play anytime I feel like it. Which is fairly often. Well, until next time, everybody. And if you can, play this game. If you haven't played this game, play it. And if you have played this game, still play it! You can never, I don't think it's possible to play too much of the old Sonic games. New ones, yes. Old ones, no. Well, until next time.